I don't know if maybe we'll put that at the end or the beginning. I don't know. We don't know what we're doing around here.
It's fine.
It's been a while. All right, we're rusty.
Long.
This is the Stolendroids podcast. If you're wondering, you found us. We're here where you can find hot cleaning tips, kids, like don't squeegee your shower unless you want a shoulder injury. That's our hot tip for the day. Right,
Or
Zoner?
just don't clean.
Well, no, that's not a good tip. You should definitely clean.
You should definitely clean.
Please shower. Use deodorant.
Just squeegee responsibly. That's all we have to say. Just squeegee responsibly.
That is a good tip.
Be careful with your squeegee.
Yeah.
And also be careful with 40 plus years of wear and tear on your joints.
Colin, not everything is innuendo. Like, I've never heard anything described as a squeegee before. Like, it is not even remotely shaped like anything that would make you giggle.
Just the way she said it.
I bet that it's an Urban Dictionary.
She meant it that way.
I totally did to get Colin to laugh.
All right, you two. Oh, it's not hard. We had Colin laughing pretty hard when Zoner said his arm hurt, and Colin's like, hee. Like, it was
like, ha ha, your pain, ha ha.
Yeah, so for those of you who are wondering, I am coming off my second shoulder surgery in 18 months. So, different shoulder, though, which, that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah, spread love, spread the wealth a little bit. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, which is, that's good that, now I have 2 new shoulders instead of just one that's been repaired twice. But I also have 2 new biceps, but that's cool.
Now, you were explaining this to us, Zoner, the science behind this, and we want our listeners to verify this if they can, because we apparently don't have access to Google to find out for ourselves. But Zoner claims that they've made his bicep shorter. Both biceps or just one bicep? Did you get the package deal or just do the one?
Yeah, when I had my other shoulder done, they had to reattach the bicep there as well. And so they had to shorten it, which I have been told actually when you shorten your tendons and your muscles, it makes you stronger, or not necessarily stronger, but it increases your punch and kick strength depending on whatever it is that they shortened. Yeah. So I was just actually Googling it, trying to find it, but I ran out of time. So I think it could just be urban legend. I don't know.
His claim was, isn't that what they do? And I wondered who they were and who's doing this to people, shortening. Is this?
It's probably something that happened on Epstein's Island. Maybe. I don't know. They did weird stuff there.
Colin, is that a Lego Stormtrooper head behind you?
It is. It is not fully constructed yet.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks like it got blasted part apart.
Well, that was the Stormtrooper that punched Grogu. So
yeah, you don't want to do that
with a shortened bicep, and that's what it did.
Yeah,
took off.
It's pretty
cool.
See
mine? I've got Boba Fett back here.
Ooh, yeah, cool. Boba Fett is one of the ones that I wanted.
Nice.
I've also
the Affinity Gauntlet looks pretty tight.
I've got Venom as well.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'm still working on my Poe Dameron fighter.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's coming along. He's almost done.
That's
got a couple little more bags to do on him, but
so I gotta tell you, I'm impressed that you can start one Lego set before you've completed another Lego set.
Well, Zach was giving me guff because I hadn't worked on the one that he gave me for my birthday, which is the Stormtrooper one. And so I was like, all right.
Because
I'll work on it really quick.
I can't do that. I can't do that. In fact, once I start a Lego set, I can't stop working on it. So
yeah,
if I were to get one of those 7,000 piece sets or something that take a week to complete, I wouldn't be sleeping. I'd be pounding energy drinks like crazy, and I just I'd be afraid pieces would get lost.
My wife actually gave me permission to buy the Millennium Falcon big boy one, as long as I sell one of the cars sitting in our driveway that's broken down and can't move. It's great.
You set it up like this was this big accomplishment. Like my wife gave me permission to go and do this, but then there was the caveat, and that's when we knew it's a
struggle.
That's what we were waiting for. Like there was a condition.
I just need to do the condition, and then it's there, guys.
So is that when you truly get the bumper sticker that says my other car is a Millennium Falcon?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, that'd be pretty sweet.
That would be.
How many cars do you have sitting in your driveway? Are you opening up a dealership? Is that what's happening? Farmer Brothers car dealership.
We've got a couple cars to sell. That's all. We got 2 new ones, and we've got 2 that we're working on selling.
All right.
That's it.
Good luck with that.
So if anyone needs an SUV or a Ford Fusion that doesn't work, let me know.
Yeah. Just send your inquiry for Farmer Brothers car dealership to feedback@stolendroids.com.
That'd be great.
We'll handle all of those inquiries that come in, or inquiries.
I'll throw in a Stolendroids bumper sticker
with Farmer Brothers Auto in the subject line.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Farmers Insurance Company, because that's a different company.
No,
altogether.
That really
not related. Yeah.
Or Farmers Only dating app.
Listen, farmers, we will take you on as a sponsor. Just let us know. We will do that every episode for a nominal fee.
I'll even make a jingle out of it.
No, it's already a jingle. You don't
I'll make a jingle out of their jingle.
No, okay, that's not how it works.
Why can't you make a jingle of a jingle?
Because that's copyrighted? I don't know.
To be
technically not.
To be fair, TikTok has built a whole platform on making a jingle out of a jingle.
Fact. Out of a jingle, out of a jingle, out of a jingle.
But is that really credible? Is TikTok
and then you
really
duet it
credible?
and stitch it. TikTok. let me say something about TikTok.
TikTok's on the clock.
I have gone down the TikTok rabbit hole over the last couple of weeks. It's become a major addiction. I am not. I'm loving every minute of it.
I was honestly shocked when I was watching your Instagram story over the weekend, and I heard one of the TikTok songs, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
Jigs with the hipnin' haps.
I've made 2 TikTok videos so far.
You've made 2 TikTok videos?
Yeah, neither of them are good, but I have made 2, and they're about podcasting.
Man. We need to see them right now.
Wait, what's your TikTok handle?
Now.
My TikTok handle, I think, is just @that Jake Dietz.
Man, all right.
Everybody, go look at Jake's TikToks.
Yeah. Yes, please. One of them even uses the Into the Thick of It from Backyardigans because that's what everybody does. So
yeah, that's the one that I was surprised by.
Yeah. So yeah, my favorite TikTokers, Stage Door Johnny. If you guys know who he is, he's my favorite.
I don't know anything about TikTok.
Okay. Stage Door, he's a British guy, and he's going through, like, he does this like video where it's him twice, like talking to himself, but they're like making up the rules for the English language, and it's brilliant.
Oh.
So,
dude, you've got 4 followers.
Yeah, I think there are people that know me though. Like, I think Erica from Let Us In follows me, and my brother follows me.
You should follow Steph, because both her and Erica are avid TikTokers, and they love, look at videos. They don't make their own videos, but they love to send me all of the TikTok video links. And I had to tell them, okay, if there's like a really specific one that you want me to see, then I need you to send me a follow-up message so I take the time to actually watch it. Because I don't watch all the ones they send me. I'm like, I'm busy right now. I will watch it later, and then I forget. And so I tell them to tell me, like, okay, do I need to make time for this video?
I think one of the things that TikTok did really well is making it so easy to send their videos via text message, because it's really easy. You just click like a couple buttons and it's sent really, really easy.
Yeah.
And so
I thought you were going to say harvest user data for the Chinese Communist Party.
No, that's what you think social media does really well.
No, just TikTok.
Well, okay. Yes, but what does Facebook harvest it for? I mean, you've got a conspiracy about all of them, except I think MeWe. Zoner, if you guys don't know, is the only person on MeWe.
Oh, I've completely forgot about MeWe.
He's like, I need to update my status.
Dang it! I better go back there.
Assuming that's what they do on MeWe.
Gotta be the hippin' and haps, just like the Clubhouse. You know, that's not taking Storm at all.
Yeah, man, Clubhouse. If you guys have you guys heard of Clubhouse?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard of it.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be just a pure audio, but it's a live chat. It doesn't even keep your conversations, and so you can't go back and listen to them.
The worst thing about Clubhouse, this is what I will tell you. The worst thing about Clubhouse is they send notifications all the time when people are going live, and for whatever reason, it hits my phone at the most inopportune times when I'm trying to click something, and then it clicks into the Clubhouse and goes into the live chat. And what's really hard is when you go into a live chat when there's only 4 people in there, and so they're like, "Oh, we've got another listener." I'm like, "Oh, leave quietly, leave quietly! I gotta get out."
No, didn't mean to do this. So
that's my gripe with Clubhouse, and that's mostly got to be user error more than anything else. But
yeah, I'm mostly just hanging out on Twitter and in that toxic cesspool that it is.
I know. I commented on one of your tweets the other day. You didn't even like it.
I did. I did notice. I don't think that I saw it.
For someone that's on it all day, you would notice it.
I was commenting on how one of your surgeries was at the beginning of the pandemic and the other one was here at the end. So it was like bookends to your pandemic experience.
That's right. I do remember seeing that.
Yeah, it was actually brilliant and really funny.
It was brilliant. And I did appreciate that. I thought that I did comment on that, but maybe not.
Maybe I missed your comment. And then I'm going to look like a real jerk. People are going to go on Twitter like, what's Jake talking about? He commented on it.
No, it's all good. I'll pretend that I'm the jerk. I'm. But the Utah
guys, I got another follower. Got another follower on TikTok.
It's me.
Check it out. Colin now follows me on TikTok. So.
OMG, you're so popular.
Yeah.
But the Utah Jazz did just suffer a very heartbreaking loss. So I haven't been right for the last almost week. So
it's very sad.
I mean, it's been.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's been terrible.
So we're going to talk about E3 instead. Because
let's do that because that's a lot. That doesn't make me want to go drink bleach.
Oh my gosh.
I've heard.
Do you want to
go on the whole bleach?
Do you have a craving for bleach often?
Dude.
Well, I think he's just meaning because he's so depressed.
Friday night was a rough night, dude. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
That was hard. That was actually worse than 97 and 98 combined. I
get you.
If you're a Jazz fan,
that was not worse.
It was worse because instead of getting
nothing is worse than the flu game. The flu game is the worst thing that's ever happened to the Jazz.
True.
I can't believe we're talking basketball on this nerd podcast.
I know. I'm sorry.
Just let it happen.
But I will say this: getting beat by Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time, is not as painful as getting beat by Terrence Mann.
Which I didn't know that after he was done writing books and went into the Field of Dreams that he came back to play basketball.
Who knew?
That blew my mind.
Who knew?
And he looks a lot younger. So somehow going in that cornfield just rejuvenated him.
It is.
Quite a bit.
I think it's the ethanol. But yeah, drinking it has amazing properties.
Don't drink bleach or ethanol. If you're listening to this podcast, please don't do either of those things.
Don't eat Tide Pods.
No, don't drink
those.
those.
My gosh. Why was that ever a thing?
Because people are stupid. That's why.
Was that because of TikTok? Did TikTok cause this?
No,
I think it
YouTube.
Actually was.
Don't you dare!
Was it YouTube?
On TikTok.
I thought
it started on TikTok. Actually,
wasn't that one of the first things that happened on TikTok?
Listen, TikTok. Those are my people now. Okay, not all of them.
Do you really want to claim that?
No, I'm going to back off that train.
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdos out there.
All right, E3.
As opposed to podcasters where we're all normal and stable, it's fine.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we be?
So let's chat about E3 because that's not as depressing unless you're an Animal Crossing fan.
Oh man.
Or a PlayStation fan.
Yeah.
Which is Marley, so she's just depressed already.
So let's
not the Animal Crossing part.
So let's make sure that this is that's Zoner. So let's make this clear. Zoner's a big Animal Crossing fan. Marley is a big Sony fan. I'm not a gamer very much. So really we're looking to Colin to carry this conversation tonight about E3 and give us the highlights and the lowlights.
It's okay, guys. I'm an original gamer.
Look at your shirt.
Oh yeah.
I'm wearing a gamer shirt too.
Yeah.
It's my Spider-Man from the Gamerverse version of Spider-Man.
So good.
Y'all can't see what I'm wearing because I'm like all wrapped up in like post shoulder surgery stuff.
It's fine. All right, let's start here with Nintendo.
He's still in his hospital gown. Don't worry about it. He's just hanging out.
I mean, we don't care. We can only see from the chest up, so it's fine.
Until he stands up.
Listen,
don't stand up, Zoner.
We set that rule a long time ago when we started doing video.
What happens if he has to do an emergency bathroom run?
Turn his camera
off.
You'll notice the red flecks on my shirt. Yeah, blood from the surgery.
Wait, for reals?
No, I'm joking. It's not blood.
Yeah, why would you still be wearing that shirt? That's gross.
Yeah, and it was like 3 weeks ago. I mean, that is pretty gross.
You know, people ask me, when you do Stolendroids, is that scripted? Do you guys have a plan when you start talking? And I'm like, surprisingly, no. We just make it sound like we do.
You would think that this was all heavily scripted, but yeah, you're right, Jake. It's not.
It's all improvised.
We don't got time for that.
Yeah, who has time to write crap out?
Not me.
Colin, what did you find on E3 as you were looking at your computer screen there?
I was just looking up something else, but
thank you for focusing on the show that we're doing right now.
I mean, I have it pulled up in front of me.
You let me know if this isn't a good time for you, Colin, and we'll come back.
It's all Stolendroids related. It's fine. So yeah, E3. Let's start with Nintendo. We had a couple big pieces from there. So on the Nintendo Direct, we of course have the new Zelda game, which is, I believe, taking place just right after the first Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, sorry. Breath of the Wild 2. People are pretty excited for it.
Which, I mean, we've been talking about for what, 2-3 years now?
Yeah, it's a gorgeous game.
We're finally getting it.
It seems like every time E3 comes around, it's like, this is it. They're going to announce, and then they don't.
Well, because at first it seemed like it was just going to be an expansion pack.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to just release as an extension of this game. But apparently it warrants its own full game. So Breath of the Wild 2, it's going to pick up right after that adventure leaves. I don't actually know what happened after that adventure. I made it to 25% of the way through that game. It just didn't grab my attention. I'm more of a FPS or different type of story type game.
I know a lot of people are really excited for this Breath of the Wild sequel for sure. Though the people that are hardcore Legend of Zelda fans, this has been a long time coming, so they're very excited. Well, even though I don't personally play any Zelda games, I have a lot of friends who do. So they always talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, Breath of the Wild came out in 2017, so it's been, by the time Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, it will have been 5 years because it comes out next year.
Wasn't Breath of the Wild one of the original Switch games?
Yeah, didn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was pretty much the first Switch game.
Yeah, it was one of the launch games, wasn't it?
I thought so.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you're right, Marley. Zelda fans are way into it. I've tried playing it, but I keep getting distracted by other games. because I keep running into something and getting stuck, and then I'm like, okay, whatever, let's go check on my villagers, which is why I have 1,215 hours in Animal Crossing.
Oh, is that all?
That's it.
Oh boy.
So that's like the whole pandemic.
That's like 1,215 more hours than I do. So that's pretty impressive.
Hold on. Let's see.
I think I got a problem.
My math teacher used to tell me
how many hours I did.
That I would never have a calculator just in my pocket all the time. I'd have to
learn
how to do stuff on my own. They were
Suckers.
50.625 days. That's how many days you've spent playing Animal Crossing.
Dang.
It's okay.
I thought it would be higher than that.
My World of Warcraft days back when I used to play that, I had like, I think 300 days of gameplay.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot.
Yeah, you guys definitely have me beat. My most played game is Red Dead Online. And I think it was only like 40 some. It ended up only being like 40 some days worth of play. I spent so much time there.
Well, it's funny because I look at my activity. I've got 1,215 hours in Animal Crossing, 1,030 in Pokemon Shield, and then Minecraft. It says played for a little while. So
I think we need to talk about Minecraft. Why are you playing Minecraft?
I think
why aren't you playing Minecraft?
I think my son
I'm not
actually,
a 13-year-old boy. So.
I think my son
Minecraft
actually
is super fun.
I don't recall actually playing it on my Switch.
I still go back and occasionally will play that. There was a time where when I first moved to Utah, I had like no friends here. And
oh my gosh. Wow.
I was single. I didn't have anything to do. One of my buddies from back in Oregon had moved to Las Vegas. Same thing. And so we ended up just playing Minecraft for hours and hours. And we'd switch between that and Diablo. It was pretty It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think my son actually
some cool stuff
is the one who got that played for a little while. So good times.
But yeah, along with that Zelda release, there's also the new Game & Watch, which I wasn't even aware that Game & Watches were a thing. Are you guys familiar with these?
No.
I really want. Is it a watch that you play games on?
No, not even.
Is it a Gigapet?
Oh man!
It should be. Let me share my screen here, which doesn't help with the listeners. But
oh yeah, these are the old. I mean, I know what these are now that you bring them up. Like,
yeah,
it's just super weird. It's a little handheld unit that just fits in your pocket, and you can play Legend of Zelda on it. They've got Adventures of Link. I think they have a Link to the Past on here as well. Link Awakens.
So if you like Zelda, then this is great.
And they've got one for Mario as well. It looks like
Game & Watch was like before the NES. This is what Nintendo did to break into the gaming world, was Game & Watch. So it's like a retro thing. That's why it's coming back.
Yeah, it's like a little handheld game unit that has the one game.
In Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, whatever, there's the one stick figure guy. No, you guys don't know.
You talking about Pan?
No, there's a stick figure guy.
Gumby?
No, okay, listen.
What's his name? Gambit?
Yes, Gambit from X-Men.
No, different Gambit. Thank you very much.
I'm going to look it up.
It's fine. Yeah, you look it up, and we'll keep going here. And then Metroid. We finally have another Metroid game. I haven't played Metroid since Metroid Prime on the GameCube. So I'm pretty excited for this one to be coming out on the Switch here. Along with that, they're also re-releasing a bunch of the old Metroid games on the Switch as well.
All right.
I think some people, though, with this news of the new Metroid game, I think I've heard some people are kind of disappointed that it's just like a 2D platformer rather than like something bigger and better. So I have heard some people be disappointed in this news.
Yeah, I think it's one of those games that you kind of hope is up there with like your that guy.
Yeah,
Mr. Game and Watch.
Game and Watch.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah, because he's from the Game and Watch.
Why did I think it was Gambit?
I have no idea why you thought it was Gambit.
They sound alike. I mean, I can see where the confusion comes.
He's a Gam and he throws out bits.
Yeah, but that's where he comes from, is the Game and Watch. That was originally was their thing. So
he's actually quite fun to play on Smash Bros.
Yeah, and he's not a stick figure, so that's on me for describing him poorly.
That's okay.
However, I also know his name was Gambit. So I mean, there is that.
Yeah, he's a shadow person.
Not a shadow person. The graphics weren't good on the Game and Watch. All right, that was the best they could come up with, was that guy, Mr. Game and Watch,
up there with Pong level graphics. It's great.
Shadow,
way better than Pong level graphics.
He'll suck your soul.
2 little lines. Boop, boop, boop. The ball bounces anyway.
You're right. You've got like 4 lines.
I don't even know how you can wear that shirt and not know Mr. Game and Watch. And
I didn't know his name. I thought it was Gambit.
Well, yeah, that was wrong.
I thought of the exact person that you were thinking of, though.
All right.
I just didn't know his name was Mr. Game and Watch. Whatever. It's fine. Anyways, new releases. We've got a new fighter in Super Smash Bros. I don't know who it is, though.
It's Kazumi Mishima from the Tekken universe.
What even is that?
I have no idea. I'm so sorry.
There's some weird games out there, guys.
Yeah.
I can't follow all these anime games. Yeah. There's just a lot of them.
Well, Tekken's been around for, I mean, that's been around forever, but I always saw it as like a Mortal Kombat ripoff.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, really, to be honest, though, I saw all those fighting games that came out around the same time as Mortal Kombat ripoffs, and generally not as good. Although a lot of them, many people will say, are better, but
they all kind of brought different things, though.
Yeah,
like Street Fighter was more not Street Fighter, but Street Fighter was more like cartoony. Than Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was like the cool adult version that I was never allowed to play, except on Super Nintendo, where you could turn the blood off. Then we'd wait for mom to go to bed and turn the blood back on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
For sure.
That's what you got to do. Genesis didn't let you turn the blood off because they were edgy.
Yeah.
Super edgy.
They were the anti-Nintendo. That was their whole marketing scheme.
They were for the cool kids.
Yeah.
Trying to remember what this weird Sonic game was called. I wrote an article about it for Stolendroids like
it was probably Gambit.
6 or 7 years ago.
Was it Gambit? Was that the name of the game?
Not called Gambit.
Was it called Game and Watch?
Sonic's Gambit.
No.
Sonic versus Mr. Game and Watch.
Sonic Mania.
Gambit.
No, it wasn't Sonic Mania, was it? No.
Marley,
Sonic Mania.
Are you excited for Guardians of the Galaxy, the game? That was announced, right?
Honestly, yes and no, because Square Enix did Avengers, and that flopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a giant turd, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really sad. Like the campaign was amazing, but just like the rest of it, it was like they built way too much. Like it wasn't balanced enough between like the online and like mission play versus the campaign. Like it was way too much of this and not enough campaign. Anyways, so I'm kind of worried that they're going to not do a good job. I was going to say good or great.
Yeah.
A good job with Guardians, though. I did watch a trailer and it looks like it's fun. It looks like it is it's campaign heavy, So I think it has better potential.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll play it, but I'm not like counting down the days or anything.
I think one of the interesting things about it is that, from what I understand, Star-Lord is the only playable character, at least in the campaign mode.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that is true. Which is kind of a bummer because I feel like the character that they made for Gamora, and you only see her in like a tiny bit of the trailer, she looks like she has some really cool weapons and like combat style. And like, I would love to play as her.
Yeah.
If I had the choice, you know, but it looks like it's really just Star-Lord.
Yeah. And like Rocket's got to get some cool gadgets and stuff in there. Like it seems like it would be fun to.
What they should do is that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 that came out just like I think it was like last year or this year. I don't know what time is anymore. And it's fun because you can have like when you play with by yourself, you can like it's like a team of 4, and so you can like choose your team, and then you can like kind of switch around playing different ones. You just kind of have to press the right button, and then it switches to another person. Or if you're playing 2-player, then you each get 2 people that you can kind of switch between. So I think it would have been cooler with Guardians of the Galaxy to do something like that, where you can switch between them, and like have like your ultimate team. Like I know there's more than 4 of them, but you could still like kind of rotate between the main. Is there 6? 6?
Let's see. They've got Star-Lord,
5.
Gamora. Yeah, it's 5.
Drax, Groot, and Raccoon.
And Rocket.
Rocket, Raccoon. Yeah. Yeah. Like even if you could just rotate between the 5, that would be cool. But
and even if it was like at different points in the story, like this part. So like, I haven't played a lot of the Avengers game, but there is that opportunity in Avengers where you're playing the different characters, especially like right at the very beginning, they throw you in there where like you're for a couple minutes, you're Cap, and if they could do something like that, even it would be, I don't know. It's just weird to box you in with just one character.
Yeah, that's true. With the Avengers game, like the campaign was definitely focused on Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. Right. But there were opportunities because of the story that they switched around a little bit. Yeah. So that was cool. Just to kind of give you like a taste of everybody's like fighting moves and abilities. Because then later on, when you just do more of like the online play, you kind of have a better idea. Like, oh, I really like Captain America. Right. I want to build him up and level him up and get all the perks and awesome armor and all that stuff. Or you maybe pick a couple mains or something. But yeah, I think it would be cool if they maybe do something like that. But I don't know. Maybe they're trying to learn from the feedback from the Avengers game, and they want to just make this one different.
Yeah. Well, they definitely, if you like neon magenta purple, like this is the game for you from what I've seen in the previews. If you don't, you better look elsewhere, because that's a lot of the color in this game.
Well, it's okay because they can't look elsewhere. They can look at Marvel's Avengers. They can look at Marvel Avengers and get the Black Panther DLC.
Oh, there you go.
Because apparently that's all purple.
Well, no, but if they don't like purple,
well, then don't play an Avengers game. It's fine, whatever. Or don't play any game, because it's going to be hard not to find a game without purple in it.
Well, not like no purple. It's just, have you seen the previews for the Guardians of the Galaxy game yet? It's a lot of the neon purpley color.
It is. But I mean, you're in the galaxy. What do you expect?
Yeah, I didn't know that was a problem. Too much purple.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding, Jake.
Whatever.
Oh my God.
I'm just trying to contribute to a topic that I don't know anything about.
It's fine.
You're fine.
It's okay.
You're okay.
And then there's a bunch of Xbox titles, which honestly I don't know anything about, because my Xbox literally has sat in my entertainment center gathering dust for the last 6 years.
Wasn't the big thing with Xbox that they've got some deal now with Bethesda?
Yeah,
they always had that deal with Bethesda.
No, it's new.
Yeah, it's very new.
So explain what that is, because I don't know what Bethesda, like what games are those? What does that mean with their deal?
Bethesda does like the Elder Scrolls series.
Okay.
They also do. Do they do Fallout, Colin? Do they do the Fallout series, or is that someone else?
So. I'm pretty sure.
They do Fallout.
It's Bethesda.
I think
it's Fallout.
They do.
The only reason I know is because we made a parody song on Idiot Box Productions about it.
Yeah, I think that they do.
So a lot of like really big titles, and that Xbox wants to make them exclusive to that, whereas prior they were available on PC and PlayStation. Like especially the Elder Scrolls. I think a lot of people are like, well, I play Elder Scrolls on PlayStation. What does that mean? And I think it's just like kind of moving forward. Any of the new games don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's just more of like moving forward. New games will only be Xbox exclusives.
I would assume it would be Xbox and PC based, but
those two tend to play
Xbox
nicer.
is Microsoft, so it's fine. And then on top of that, one of the new releases was Redfall. That's supposed to be the big launch with that. I don't know. I couldn't tell you because I don't play Xbox. So the only reason I have played Xbox in the past is because of Halo. And Halo 5 to me was just an absolute train wreck. It's the only reason I got an Xbox One. And just the graphics just seemed off. The artistic vision seemed gone. And so far, I'm not really seeing a lot different with Halo Infinite. So we'll see. It might be something where eventually I try it, but I don't know. Halo has just, I don't know, in my eyes, it was great. It's very nostalgic. Like it was my first set of LAN parties that I've ever done or hosted.
I think it was for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I remember several weekends, just 48 hours straight of just Halo gaming and custom maps galore, and I don't know. It just doesn't have the same weight that it used to have. But I think it was also the only like multiplayer FPS shooter at the time that was actually a multiplayer, and so it kind of paved more of the way towards some of those.
They had cornered the market.
Exactly, yeah.
By default.
They had cornered the market by making the market, and
then they got rid of what was it?
First-person shooters
studios.
Is that what we're saying? They cornered the market on? Yeah, they didn't. I mean, maybe on consoles, because a lot of the computers there was like Quake and Doom and those games. So Half-Life.
But those were still pretty small audiences. Like they weren't as massive of
I know the statement I made though was that they had created the market, and I just wanted to point out that I was wrong, and I wanted to make sure people understood that I knew at least that much.
Okay, well that's
all.
That's fair.
I was holding myself accountable for my lies.
Back in high school, we had this PC lab course that you could take, and you could go through the class 3 different times, and they had different levels. And so the third level was basically where you're like a foreman of it, and you're dealing with like server level kind of administration and learning those kind of things. So for one of our projects that we were doing, we decided that while our teacher was gone for 2 weeks straight, we would make a Quake server. And so while we just had this random sub, we were just playing games the whole time.
Yes.
Well done.
It's pretty good.
Nice. I like that.
As we talked about doing the E3 stuff and talking about it, Zoner, you brought up an interesting point, because for example, Grand Theft Auto, I think you mentioned, is no longer going to be supporting their Grand Theft Auto Online is no longer, or GTA is no longer going to be supporting PS3 or Xbox 360. And you asked the question, I want to make sure I quote you here. You said, I keep thinking about discussing how much responsibility developers have to keep updates coming and for how long.
Yeah, well, with Animal Crossing's New Horizons, Nintendo came out and said, we're going to support this game for 3 years. We're going to keep providing updates. We're going to keep the fans going. And fans were really pissed off when there was like no new news regarding Animal Crossing's at E3. They were expecting some big, I guess, bombshell news to happen because fans have been waiting for something to happen instead of just a bunch of rehashed updates coming through. And nothing happened. And so they were all upset. They're saying, hey, we've been told 3 years of updates. If this is the update that we're going to get, just a bunch of, recolored items and whatnot, then, this sucks. And then I saw an article saying that Rockstar is discontinuing support for GTA Online on the 360 and PS3 in December, but they're also killing LA Noire and Max Payne 3's online services in September. And I got to thinking, what as gamers, obviously you want your favorite games to last forever. And with this online support or online capability, when that goes away, that can really hamper your gameplay. In some instances, it can completely shut down the game, depending on what type of game it is. And it got me wondering, you pay so much for a game, $60. If there's DLC, $20, $30 per DLC, what is the expectation? If Nintendo comes out and says, hey, we're going to support for 3 years, is it sufficient to just do a piddly recolor update every 3 or 4 months? Is that technically still supporting it? Are they technically still giving the updates that people are expecting? In the case of GTA Online, they're taking the servers down, they're killing the game. What are people, what's a fair expectation for these companies to provide for their customers?
I definitely think that a console that came out 15 years ago, especially like for the online games, I think it's completely fair to not put so much effort into those servers anymore. I think you got to get with the current stuff. Obviously, there's people who still play their N64s and other original Nintendos and all those other old consoles and stuff, which is great. You can definitely do that. But for the online stuff, I don't know. I guess for me personally, I wouldn't want to keep playing an online game on a PS3 because it's probably crappy. I would want to go to the better console because it would be a better experience. And not only just because the developers are putting more effort into that, but just because I think even for graphics' sake. Because if it's the same game, then what does it especially from a PS3 to a PS4, there's not it's not really that huge of a difference. I'm sure. Yes, there's better graphics, but those two consoles I feel like are very similar. But now that we have the PS5 out, that's also I think a lot of people are having a hard time even just with game releases because, for example, God of War, the next God of War game got pushed to next year and it's going to be available. They're going to release a PS4 version. And so a lot of people are like, why did I even buy a PS5?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There's just no point, so I totally understand that frustration, but I think it just really comes down to the online games. I think if you're going to be involved in an online game, you should stick with the newer consoles and like keep up with that. I think that's totally fair.
Yeah, and I mean to also think about it from a technical standpoint too. Like when you're dealing with these different consoles, you're dealing with different frameworks for the games. You're dealing with different pathways as far as network connectivity goes and limitations to those specific consoles. And so there's only so much that you can cram into some of those smaller consoles. Like on the PS5, where I would normally pull maybe 30 to 40 megs per second max on my PS4, I'm able to get 250 megs on my PS5 of bandwidth. And so I'm able to pull a lot more to actually support those games and to support the newer graphics and to support those better online connectivities. And I'm sure as well, once they start discontinuing those old servers, you're going to notice better performance on the platform as a whole, because you don't have that weight of trying to connect these two different versions of the game pretty much, and supporting in real time play with potential other players, right? You could have someone that's on their 360 playing with someone who's on a PS5, and so you have to take those two factors into consideration on how fast things are going to go, and are you going to notice lag points between those two systems when they're playing with one another, things like that.
Yeah, I think there's two different issues here. I think on the one hand, I agree with the servers. I mean, when you're talking about a game that's on the PS3 and the 360 and they're still playing online, like, I don't even know what people are still playing those games online, but they're probably kind of weird. I don't know. I mean, especially GTA. That's making a total judgment call, and I apologize, kind of.
I totally have not played GTA within the last year. I don't know what you're talking about.
So
I haven't played it since.
But I think with Animal Crossing, it's a little bit different, because this wasn't just a game. This wasn't a game that came out 15 years ago. This wasn't a game that, I mean, it came out last year, and it was huge for Nintendo. It was probably their biggest game last year.
It was.
Well, and the reason why so many people bought Switches last year.
Yeah, that and COVID are the reason why so many people bought Switches last year, because
they go hand in hand.
Well, and it came out right at the beginning as everything was shutting down, and so people had time to play it. And I think that's why there was such an expectation that, hey, if they're supporting this for the next 3 years, then they've got to be coming out with something big at E3. They've got to be announcing something, and to not announce anything or to only announce small things. Like, I can understand the frustration for an Animal Crossing fan feeling like, I bought this game, you told me this was what you were going to support for the next 3 years and that this was going to be a big deal.
But here's the thing, they've never stated what kind of content they were going to release.
Well, that is true.
They've never said any kind of upgrades. And so
in corporate world, that's called CYA.
They said they're going to support it.
Yeah, they're going to support the game. They're going to make sure that there's no bugs. They're going to fix the bugs. And
wait, I thought
they're going to
for like fishing and stuff in Animal Crossing.
Well, and are they going to like maybe they think it's a fine, like everything's fine with the game now, like except for minor like bugs and patches and stuff. Maybe they're just like, you know what, this game is still hip and happening and everything's fine, so we don't have anything to add to it at this time.
Well, I think their kind of content that they're introducing is just new holiday events, right? Which is totally okay. Like, as soon as those...
Yeah, but I feel like this is what Nintendo does, though, right? I mean, isn't it a little bit like they tell their fans, hey, we're going to do this and it's going to be amazing? Like, how many years have they been teasing this sequel for Breath of the Wild? We talked about that at the beginning. And, like, their fans keep expecting it at every E3, and then finally they announce... Like, I think it was like a couple of years ago they showed clips from it. But like no release date. They're like, oh, this is coming sometime in the future. Like, there's a lot of things coming sometime. There's whole religions based on stuff happening sometime in the future. And like, that's kind of what they've done, right? Is, oh, this is coming. And their fans keep coming back because Nintendo has so much exclusive content that their fans like. And so they keep like kicking them between the legs and saying like, yeah, but we delivered what we promised. I mean, that's what I feel like it is, right? We said we'd support it, and we are. There aren't bugs and there aren't patches, and we've released the patches and everything else. But like, we're not going to put out a bunch of great new content because we didn't promise that.
Well, I think they're treating it like
gaslighting their fans.
That, and I think that fans are also expecting, because they're putting so much money and new characters and development into Smash Brothers, that should be exactly how it is for Animal Crossing as well. But like, how much more can you add into Animal Crossing?
Listen, I want Star Fox to be on my island. All right.
Well, when people
make that happen.
People look at New Leaf, Animal Crossing New Leaf, that was on the 3DS, and they look at New Horizons, and they say New Horizons not complete when you compare it to New Leaf. There's so much more content in New Leaf that they could put in New Horizons. So, I mean, that's the argument that people make.
But I mean, is that specific system built for that?
I don't know. I'm not a developer.
Here's the thing: Animal Crossing can't even get it to where you can have multiple islands
on the same Switch.
You have to have a separate Switch for every island that you want.
Yeah.
So like, I tried to get my wife to play Animal Crossing at one point, and I handed her my Switch. We created a profile, and then it's like, what's this random island that's some Star Wars planet's name that I'm now a part of? And I was like, oh, that's mine.
You got a person in a tent on your island. You're like, crap, get off.
Well, here's all the thing. The problem with that, I had already filled up most of my house spots.
Yeah.
Except for one. And that's on the other side, which I don't have a bridge to. So she couldn't even start her character because she can't even get it over there to place her tent down.
You weren't going to give her a pole. I mean, come on.
I couldn't give her a pole because you can't just leave items laying around during a disconnect. You have to bury them. And so then you have to give her a shovel. But how do you get a shovel?
Is all of this what you're describing something that could be fixed with an update?
Yes.
Probably.
Okay. So couldn't that be reasonably something that the fans could expect? That after a year that they could say, you know what, let's fix some of these things.
But that might not necessarily be something they would announce at E3. They're not going to they're not going to be like, oh, we're going to fix a bunch of bugs. Like they would just
routine update.
Yeah, exactly.
They would just put that on their like normal Nintendo Direct, maybe, but
I think
not something like on E3.
I mean, personally, I'd love to see some updates with new content, but I mean, this is the first Animal Crossing game I've really played. I've played Pocket Camp on my phone, but I mean, that's not like any of the mobile versions or the GameCube version or anything like that. So,
well,
I don't have a dog in this race like a lot of other people do.
Well, Zonner, I feel the same way about another game by Rockstar called Red Dead Online. They put way too much effort and time into GTA, and they stopped putting anything into Red Dead Online. And it's very sad because that game has so much more potential and it's more fun. And it's like the same thing. And it's just like, well, I had a good time while it lasted with Red Dead Online, but you get to a point where you're just like, I've done all the things. I have all the money. There's nothing new. There's nothing new for me here. And so you stop playing, and it's Rockstar's fault. So it's very possible for, I see that could happen with Animal Crossing too.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand where fans of not just Animal Crossing or Red Dead Online are coming from. I mean, whenever your favorite game just kind of gets stagnant, it really sucks. And I know people with Super Smash Bros. They went a long time before getting some of the updates with new characters that they wanted. And
but Super Smash has come out with like 5 different versions in the last decade, so I don't feel bad for Super Smash people.
And they keep coming up with updates quite a bit. I mean,
was it like Super Mario Party that just got an update after like I don't know how many years, like 5 years, 4 or 5 years, they just got some huge update that nobody expected. And so
here's the thing, like I'm fully willing to pay for DLC, right?
Oh yeah.
If they have good
if it's worth it.
That's going to come out, that's worth it, that is going to feed more of that game experience, I'm willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
I think the issue is companies are going away from DLC and they're moving towards these purchase in-game content.
Yeah.
And people don't want to purchase. Yeah, people don't want those microtransactions in their games.
No.
They would much rather just buy straight up DLC content and have the content.
It's so true.
I liked it when you used to just buy the game and like the whole game. This was
everything
weird.
Was there.
The whole game was just on the cartridge. So
I know it's weird, isn't it?
And you would just play the whole game.
Weird.
It was really bizarre. I'm still waiting for the update for NCAA college football 2014. Like they haven't updated that in 7 years. They haven't even come out with a new version of the game in 7 years.
You know what also took 7 years for a sequel to finally arrive?
Last of Us.
The Last of Us. So again, I don't feel bad for these Breath of the Wild
literally
people.
Back every year for 7 years.
Waiting 5 years for Breath of the Wild sequel. Boo hoo! I had to wait 7 years for The Last of Us Part 2.
The empathy that Marley is showing tonight.
Diablo 2 to Diablo 3, like 10 years.
Yeah, ridiculous.
That's true.
I'm just kidding. I have to tease my Zelda fans.
So much empathy. It's just it's
Lindsay's one of them, right? She's pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Breath of the Wild. I can't stand the gaming system as far as like the weapon system goes. I hate that your weapon breaks every 2 seconds, and then you have to try to find a new stick to go kill someone. And then
it is pretty
all of a sudden, you're out of sticks. There's nothing to do and you die.
Yeah, I get why my stick breaks, but why does my sword break all the time?
Yeah.
They should be stronger than that.
Why can't you just go repair a sword?
I agree.
You get 10 hits out of it and...
What is the sequel to Breath of the Wild called?
Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2. They were pretty original there.
Very innovative.
Breath of the Wild, the sequel.
They're right up there with Apple in innovation right now.
Like Breath of the Wild 2, The Wild Exhales. Like that would be nice. Something like that. Something poetic. You know.
No, unfortunately not.
Well, we want to hear from you, dear listeners and viewers. What do you think about the announcements at E3? What do you think about the lack of updates for Animal Crossing? What do you think about them shutting down some of these old servers that have been around for 100 years, like GTA Online for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360? We know you have thoughts. We want to hear them. You can send all of that to an email address that we have that I know I even referenced earlier on the show, but believe it or not, Colin, at this moment, I cannot remember what it is.
My goodness. It is feedback at Stolendroids.com.
Feedback at Stolendroids.com. You can send it there. You can also follow us.
Stolendroids pod. What?
You can also follow us on all the social media places. There they are.
Woo.
And then in the meantime,
grab a friend. Oh wait, wrong podcast.
Wrong podcast. In the meantime, we hope your life goes like Marley's Red Dead Online game, that you do all the things and get all the money. Thanks for listening.
And then it's not fun anymore.
This has been a Stolendroids media production.